This video is about solving multi-step equations. The goal of the video is to learn how to solve multi-step equations for a variable. So sometimes we have multi-step problems that use distributive property or combining like terms. This is what you saw in the last video. Sometimes, however, multi-step problems will require you to do both. So let's look at those types of problems today. Number 1, 18 equals 3 times parentheses 3w plus 1 plus 6w. So when I first look at this problem, there's a set of parentheses, which means I have to use the distributive property. So I'm going to distribute the 3 only to what's in the parentheses, the 3w and the 1. So we get 18 equals 9w plus 3 plus 6w. Notice that there's two w terms, so I'm going to combine like terms. Remember, when you combine like terms, you don't flip the signs. So it's still 9w plus 6w, which gets me 15w plus 3. Next step, I need the inverse of addition, so I'm going to subtract from both sides. 15 equals 15w. And then to get w by itself, we're going to divide by 15. So w equals 1. Number 2, 30 equals 1/2 times parentheses 4p minus 12 plus 2p. So first step, I'm going to distribute into the parentheses with the 1/2. So I have 30 equals. I'm multiplying by a half, so I'm taking half of each of those numbers. So half of 4 is 2p. Half of negative 12 is minus 6 plus 2p. So again, I have to combine like terms. I have two variables. So 2p plus 2p gets me 4p minus 6. The inverse of subtraction is addition, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. 36 equals 4p. Divide by 4. So p equals 9. Number 3, I'm going to again distribute. This time I'm distributing the negative 2 into the parentheses. I'm leaving the 13 alone because it's separated by a subtraction sign. So negative 10 equals 13 minus 8m minus 6 minus 9m. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have two variable terms. That gets me negative 17m. And I have two constants, so 13 minus 6 gets me plus 7. I'm going to then subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 17 equals negative 17m. Divide by negative 17, so m equals 1. Number 4, remember there's a negative sign here, which means it's really a negative 1, so I'm going to distribute a negative 1 into parentheses, which means my signs are going to flip. So it's now negative 2 equals negative 5b plus 10 minus 2b plus 2. Again, I'm going to combine like terms, so negative 2 equals, the b variables combine to be negative 7b, and the constants combine to be plus 12. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. Negative 14 equals negative 7b. Divide by negative 7. So b equals 2. Number 5, there's two sets of parentheses, so I'm going to distribute twice. The first set of parentheses, I distribute a 2. The second set of parentheses, I distribute a negative 3. So we have 10x plus 16 minus 6x plus 12 equals 68. So I'm going to combine like terms. 10x and negative 6x gets me 4x. 16 and 12 gets me plus 28 equals 68. I'm going to subtract 28 from both sides. 4x equals 40, divide by 4, x equals 10. Number 6, same thing. There's 2 sets of parentheses, so we distribute 3 in the first parenthesis and -1 in the second set. So 12 equals 6y plus 15 minus 4y plus 9. Combine like terms. So I combine my y's to get 2y and my constants to get plus 24. Then I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. -12 equals 2y. Divide by 2. So y is -6. Number 7. Now we're going to solve for a variable, but we're going to give it a picture to go along with it. So write an equation that depicts the model below. So what we're saying is that this whole box has a length of 200, and there's 2 individual pieces that make it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine those pieces by adding them together. So 7x plus 10 plus 3x plus 50 equals 200. Now there's no parentheses, so we're not going to distribute. We're just going to combine like terms. 7x and 3x gets us 10x. 10 plus 50 gets us plus 60 equals 200. Then I'm going to just solve for x like we've been doing. Subtract 60 from both sides. 10x equals 140. Divide by 10. X equals 14.